Hello, today I thought I would show you how to make a clay hanging ornament. Mine is going to be very simple, but you can be as creative as you like. Now obviously I've got a few clay tools with me, but I have had to raid the kitchen cupboard. So the rolling pin I am using is the one for the kitchen. So if we do use anything from the kitchen, please make sure you take it back and give it a good clean. So I'm just rolling out the clay and I'm going to make circular clay hangings. I haven't got much clay, so I'll see how many I can make. So I'm just using air drying clay that I have left over from previous craft activities. So I'm quite lucky that I've got that in. So I'm just rolling it out, and obviously I don't want the clay to be too thick, otherwise it will make it quite a heavy clay hanging, but I don't want it to be too thin because then it'll be quite brittle as well. So let's have a look. So it's still good thickness. So I'm doing circular ones as they're cookie cutters I've got in my kitchen cupboard. But like you say, if you've got fancy cookie cutters that you've got in, then that'll be perfect to use. So I've got a range of sizes here. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to use. But I think that's a nice, I'm going to do it a bit thinner, I think. I thought these would look really good hanging on a hook in the wall, or maybe on a tree or a decoration somewhere. It'll be just quite pretty to look at it. Right, so let's see. I think if I'm creative with my clay, I can get. So I'm just going to push down. Like I say, these are just cookie cutters. I'm using the smooth edge because I'm wanting a smooth edge for my cookie for my ornament. But it's up to you what you use, or whether you'd like to go freestyle. It's entirely up to you. They're quite good shape. Okay. Get rid of that clay. So we have our round shape. Now the first thing that I like to do is to create a hole in it for our hanging. I'm just using a pencil and gonna find where I'd like it. I push it all the way through, and I've got a nice hole there for it. I'm also just going to wiggle it in the back, and then what I am going to do is with a bit of water, just smooth, just a little bit of water, it just smooths, turns the clay a bit wet into like a slip, but it's very effective for what I need it to do. That's absolutely perfect. So that way I can then thread a piece of cotton or ribbon through in there. It is a little bit too thick, the hole. Let me see. Might just go that one. This might be a bit small now, but it's just to get a hole. You might have something at home that you could use. I'm going to do again with the water. Just smoothing it over. I'm only going to decorate one side of mine, but if you wanted to decorate both, you would just have to smooth both sides over. And then let me get the other hole in this one. And then we can have... So with it being air drying clay, it will just take a day or two for it to completely dry. Once it is completely dry, you'll be then able to paint it with paint you've got in the cupboard, whether it's acrylic or normal paints. Okay, so I have my 3 little discs. Now I've got like my pencil I can use. I've got like a rolling pin. You could scratch stuff onto it. You can create whatever you like. I'm going to use this rolling pin. It's got like a little fancy pattern on, and I'm going to do that on this bigger one, I think. And I'm literally just going to push it on, and it creates this pattern. Now I have to push quite hard. Oh, stuck to the table. That's all right. It just peels off. We can sort that out. That's all I'm going to do for that one. I quite like that. That's so like a little pattern on there. Let's see what else I've got. So for this one, I've got like this comb. I'm just creating wiggly lines with. Sort of worked. Taking the excess off. And then I'm going to put little this one I'm going to roll, but I'm going to do I do like this rolled pattern. It does look very effective. I really like that one. I think I'm also going to roll this one. Okay, there are my 3 wall hangings. I'm going to leave them to dry, and once they're dry I will decorate them and put a piece of ribbon through. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how they're made. I hope you've got some clay at home or some DAS that you can use and come up with your own creation. So here are the clay hangings we made the other day. They're now nice and dry. So what I thought today is that we can give them a paint, let the paint dry, and then we can thread them with some ribbon and make them into a hanging. I'm going to paint one blue. I'm going to paint this one blue. Making sure I get it into all the little gaps. Let that one dry. And then I'm going to have a go at painting one white. Not sure how it's going to come out like. Oh, it doesn't really show up that well. The other one, I've got some glitter paint, so let's have a bit of, see what this paint comes out like. I'm going to let these dry and then we can thread the ribbon.